I got to pay bills. I got to pay child support. I got to go to court next week. What I'm supposed to do?
Today we let the employees know at our Emporia, Virginia plywood mill that we are ceasing operations as of today.
I've worked here 3.5 years. It's very unsettling. It's very unsettling. Because I have 5 young kids at home. It's very heartfelt because I feel bad for the city of Emporia. I really do, because it's going to crush Emporia.
It's going to cripple this town. You just lost Boy's Head, you lost GP. Ain't going to be nothing left here.
This a loss for me. And then they shut down Boys Head. I was just about to start at Boys Head. They shut Boys Head down. Now they done shut this place down. What jobs do we have in Emporia?
We want to get these people placed in new jobs as soon as possible. It's very tough for the Emporia area with the Boar's Head plant a while back and now Georgia Pacific, but we're committed to trying to find those people jobs in and around that area and work to bring companies into that area to pick up some of that job loss.
It was just purely cut and dried. He's like, hey, given the current situation, I can't, do this. I would love, to bring you on another contract. Yes, we'll definitely do that. But right now, Kara, it's crazy. It's just overall, it's just, mayhem, within the government right now. That's the unfortunate situation right now. So that's what we have to, so you still have some GFE, right? You have the laptop and, what else do you have there?
Yeah, I have my laptop and my PIV.
Okay. So, so call the help desk and ask them, hey, how do we return it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they will, send instructions on how to do that. Because there's a lot of different kind of direction coming from the administration itself.
Mm-hmm.
overall. So so they don't know what they're doing. Meaning they
But
don't
it
know
wasn't anything based off performance or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
No. It is not based on our performance or anything like that. It's just this whole situation of the government, going through, so much change. Funding has been, overall funding has been cut, and they're canceling a lot of the research. Today is the last day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can reach out to us. We don't usually do a discharge letter per se. We can definitely, you can definitely ask her for a recommendation letter. And then we'll, that should be, that should be, easy to do. The discharge letter is what is the email that I sent is what would be the discharge letter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll be in touch. I think there's some good work that we could do. So we'll figure out something.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Because of that, and the fact that the enterprise continually reassesses our workforce needs, I'm notifying you today that we need to reduce our staffing and your positions will be eliminated. I'm notifying you today, but however, you will be paid through the employment termination date, which is May 13th. Following our conversation today, you're going to be getting a lot more information.
You know, every morning I wake up and every morning I forget that this is truly could be the end. I don't have a job anymore, not because I don't want to have one, but because of people and offices and positions. Like, of every time we come into the end of a collective bargaining agreement, making it have to be like this could be the end. But I think it hurts. You know what I mean? Like, we work hard for our jobs. We work hard at our jobs. Yeah, sure, you have lazy people everywhere. I've worked in private sector. I know, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of us that worked hard. And it's just not fair that our jobs were taken from us illegally. Like, they didn't go through the proper channels. They didn't go through. My birthday is tomorrow. And I'm just so brokenhearted. I feel like someone served me divorce papers and I had no idea it was coming.
I just got laid off. I was laid off from my outpatient job and I was working in a NICU follow-up clinic. I have never experienced something like this before. So I'm doing what any sane person would do, which is I'm eating French fries, waiting to go into Hobby Lobby. I will say I'm very thankful that I work per diem. I do have a second job that I'll just pick up a little bit more at. I don't have benefits through this job, so I'm not taking a hit as much as a lot of the other nurses are, but whoa. I have a lot of feelings about this. I think the biggest one I'm feeling though is disappointment and I'm a little bit angry. This is the first time where I have seen with my own eyes that we treat healthcare like a business. Sucks because at the end of the day, the people who are suffering this layoff the most isn't me. It's not the nurses. Although yes, we are suffering. It's the kids. And that's what I'm having such a hard time understanding is why are we doing this when we know the detrimental impact it's going to have on the patients who are the children?
I just got home from being laid off as an HR business partner today. It sucks, and all I said to my director was it caught me off guard, but I'm not surprised. Their initiative to have everyone get together and find a friendly way to cut costs, their inability to promote people and give people raises, cutting budgets in other ways, these are all signs of a layoff. My position was more business partner and strategy, so obviously strategy of moving people forward and growing people means more money. So it makes sense that my position was cut from the rest of the generalist and admin type HR team. So I'm in a state of disassociating right now, and the one thing that I did remember to say is I could request a recommendation on LinkedIn. So yeah, he's excited to give me a recommendation, and that's the first thing I'll be doing is requesting a recommendation on LinkedIn to show that it was nothing to do with my performance. It was truly a restructure of the company. But I'm in good hands because I know what I'm doing and a lot of people don't. So hang in there if you're laid off or also looking for a job right now.
So I got laid off from my job out of nowhere yesterday in the middle of my shift. It was a normal day. I was working and then suddenly my function lead sends a message in chat in the Teams chat and says, "Hey, mandatory meeting in 15 minutes. And I was like, that's weird, but we've had meetings before. So as I log into the meeting and I'm waiting, I noticed that they started logging us out of like all of our work stuff. And as soon as I saw that, my heart sank because I kind of figured I knew what was next. So this bald man that I've never seen in my life hops on the call and tells us like, "Hey, thank you for joining. Very saddened to say, but we are, restructuring, blah, 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 and everyone is laid off effective immediately." It was like almost 200 people. And we literally were told, like, that's it, you're done. Like, we didn't have to work for the rest of the day. Luckily, we're getting paid till Friday, but it was just like that, like literally nothing, no warning, no nothing. And I've been laid off twice before, but it was easy for me to guess that it was coming. Like I kind of saw it coming. The first time was during COVID, so it makes sense because a lot of people got laid off during COVID. And then the time before that, I worked for a small business and, I started to see them kind of start to lose business and stuff like that. Our checks were bouncing, so I figured we were going to get laid off soon. So this was the first time I've been laid off and just completely shocked. I was self-employed for 5 years before this job. I've been with them for 8 months. But my small business is not doing well right now. It hasn't been doing well for about 1.5 years. And I got this job for security to have income and to kind of just supplement my income until I build my business back up to where I need it to be or figure out what's next for my business. So I'm very calm right now, but I've been crying a lot. I've been just stressed trying to figure out what to do next. I don't know if I qualify for unemployment because I have a small business and because I was only working with them for 8 months. And before this, I was fully self-employed for 5 years. And unfortunately, there's no unemployment for self-employed people when things stop working out. So I'm trying my best to not go into street survival mode and just start, doing things erratically. I really just want to take today to kind of just think about everything, and hopefully I make the right choices going forward. I've seen this happen to people on TikTok where they get laid off out of nowhere, and it does feel worse than what I imagined because you just don't expect it, and it happens. And no matter why you're working for a reason, and it just sucks knowing that security is gone for me now. So day one, being unemployed. We'll see what's next.
So yesterday I was laid off from my job, my very cushy, very nice trucking job. And that's all good. I got 2 interviews. I'm on my way to one right now. They're both better paying jobs. One of them is even closer to my house. But that's actually not what I want to talk about. Yesterday, while I was on that phone call, one of the drivers that was getting laid off, he said, "Hey guys, so you request a 2 weeks notice from us when we're going to leave. In fact, last year I did give you a 2 weeks notice. I decided to leave. I found a better job and I put in my 2 weeks, and you guys talked me out of it. You said, no, we're going to give you a raise," which you did. But I would be in a much better job right now. But you can't be bothered to give us a 2 weeks notice. Hey, you're about to lose your income. We have to give you, a multi-billion-dollar company, 2 weeks to find our replacement. But you can't be bothered to give us the same courtesy. The boss said, "This is not a decision leadership makes lightly." And the driver said, "That's not what I'm asking you." Then he said, "There's not much more I can tell you. I'm sorry things are the way they are." And that was that. Let this be a reminder that you can be as loyal as a dog to a company. And when they decide to let go of you for whatever reason, they're moving on. And there's nothing you can do about that. And also, we're done giving 2 weeks notices. Courtesy is a two-way street. And if I can't expect that from you, don't expect it from me. Have a great one. So I'm sitting inside the truck that I'm supposed to be cleaning out my personal belongings, getting them out of here. And it's a very bittersweet feeling because this is the place where I recorded most of my videos. I've recorded at least 400 videos out of this truck, and this will be my last one. So very bittersweet feeling, but it's all good. I just came from a job interview. I'm not sure if I want them. They definitely want me. So at least I have prospects, right? But I did receive a phone call from my brother-in-law, and he reminded me that just because God has closed this door, that doesn't mean that God isn't going to open a bunch more. And then he reminded me of many times where God has done that very same thing. So I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm not desperate for just whatever comes my way because I've made that mistake in the past. I will not be doing it again. I have another interview in about 2 hours. So I'm going to get this truck cleaned out. I'm going to say my goodbyes, turning in this key and closing this chapter of my life. It's been great. I'm not gonna, just bash the company because they laid me off. Whatever, things happen. Life goes on. Well, with that being said, keep your boy in your prayers because I'm gonna need them. Whenever life gets shaky like this, where things are in the air, I have a hard time adjusting, but I'm getting better at it. So that's that.
I got laid off last week, and although I wasn't expecting to get laid off, I've been preparing to get laid off. So here are a couple things that I did to prepare to get laid off. Number one, healthcare appointments for me and the whole family. Like, everybody go to the doctor, seriously, while you have good insurance, okay? Get your teeth cleaned, get some new glasses, get some contacts, get a physical, get a pap smear, whatever you need to do, lab work. Make sure you are using your insurance to its full potential, okay? So I did that. I also updated my resumes, LinkedIn. I kind of jotted down any positive feedback I got from leadership or on any projects I was working on, so I could use that in interviewing as look at how great I am at this skill type of thing. Obviously, saving money. Stop shopping. That's obvious. Just stop shopping. Also, saving PTO. Stop using your PTO if you don't need it right now. If you don't have to take off, because you have to take off, I wouldn't take off. Because when they lay you off, they have to pay your PTO out. So just stop using that PTO. And then lastly, a side hustle. Get a side hustle going. For me, I got monetized on TikTok, but any type of side hustle that you can have an in-between situation, in between jobs, is key.
So I got laid off on Thursday. Today's Monday, and I have a lot of thoughts. So let's talk about it. For reference, I'm 28 years old. I've been working in corporate America for, 8 years. I graduated college in 2018, and this is my second, technically third time getting laid off if you include a furlough from COVID. I was not expecting it at all. I was pretty blindsided, but I am super, super thankful for this layoff versus my last one, and let me explain to you why. The last time I got laid off, I was 24 years old, and I had just purchased my condo. So my first piece of property, the only piece of property I own. I used most of my savings to purchase it. It's truly my biggest accomplishment. And 2 months later, I had no employment. I vowed to myself from that moment on, I would never let myself feel so scared and so hopeless ever again, because I truly wasn't sure what I was going to do. Like, I was like, I think I'm going to be on food stamps. And my parents, just for backstory, like, I had no assistance getting my house. My parents sent me dish towels as a thank you present. Like, I 100% did this on my own. So it was 100% my responsibility to figure out what I'm going to do. With that being said, I then met my now fiance a year and a half later, and I live in his house, and we rent out my property still. So we do make a little bit of rental income. I also teach Pilates, and I own my own Pilates grip socks business. And I have done this weekend what is called redistributing my calories, now knowing one of my sources of income will be diminished. So I guess my biggest piece of advice here for women, because that's who I'm really talking to, but truly anyone, is do not put all of your eggs in one basket. I don't care if you have the best corporate job in the world. I don't care if you think you have the job security. I used to tell people that this was the job I was retiring to, and I absolutely got blindsided by this. But I do not have to worry about how I'm going to put food on the table or what I'm going to do when I wake up tomorrow, because I have 2 other sources of income, 3 if you count my rental, 3 other sources of income, but 2 other businesses, teaching Pilates and owning my Pilates sub company, that I can now put more of my calories in and redistribute while looking for more full-time work. I am not saying quit your job and going all in on being an entrepreneur. If that suits you, great. But I love corporate America. I've always loved the stability of it, but do not put all of your eggs in one basket. I don't care if it's a hobby, an interest, something you might kind of be interested in. Dive into it, explore it, and figure out how to monetize it, because truly, you never know when you're going to get a random meeting on your calendar that you're going to get laid off. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just being realistic. And it's really important just for your character development and as a person to have like a multifaceted personality, to be able to have hobbies that I've been able to monetize and take as something outside of work. I love teaching because I work from home and it gets me out of the house, but I also know I can kind of flow in and flow out of it as much as I want, depending on what I need in my life. So like, truly, if you have not already, like, especially everybody, but really women, like, because that's who I'm talking to, like, find something you're minorly interested in. It does not have to be the fire that's lit under your ass. It doesn't have to be your be-all, end-all passion project. You don't have to be obsessed with it every day. You're not going to be obsessed with anything every single day. But you need to find something that you can lean into and just figure out additionally, like, how you could monetize that, like, what you can grow from it. It doesn't have to be your own business. It could literally be a side hustle, but, like, truly find a side hustle, find something else. So in case you ever need to, you can diversify those calories, because you never, ever, ever know when you're going to need to lean into it.
Good morning. It is almost 11 o'clock and I'm doing my morning reading. And I came across this article. I think it's kind of interesting, and I figured I'd share it with you guys. So Newsweek is reporting there's a lot of layoffs coming this month in industries from retail, food, tech, and financial services. And it's some big companies. You got Starbucks, you got Frito-Lay's, US Foods, Macy's, JP Morgan, Stocking, Recycling, PT Solutions, UPS, of course. We got, what else? Chewy, Country Pure Foods, what else? AT&T, Mattel, Wells Fargo, Safeway, FedEx. Yeah, there's like a whole list. It is on Newsweek, I should say. But yeah, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see all these companies coming. And there's a lot of companies I don't know what they are, again. But like I said, it's across tech, food, and retail. So yeah, that's how my morning is starting. They did say that layoffs are coming. They did say there was going to be job loss, but I didn't realize it was going to be that.
Layoffs are happening and hospitals are closing. Here's a list of 5 hospitals I know y'all didn't know closed, that closed in March and in April of 2025. First is the East Ohio Regional Hospital that closed March the 20th. Then the Mid-Coast Medical Center in Texas that closed April the 25th. Also, the Christ of Santa Rosa Hospital closed April the 20th, that is located in San Antonio in Texas. United Medical Center in Washington, D.C. closed April the 15th. Last, the Insight Hospital and Medical Center in Warren, Ohio, that was closed down in March, and they're not sure if they're going to open back up. And there are still 4 more hospitals that are going to close in both May and June of this year. And nobody's talking about the amount of layoffs. Literally, people aren't just going from one hospital, working there, transferring to another. People are getting laid off, not having nowhere to work. Doctors that went to school for years, nurses who went to school for years, receptionists, people who have been working their jobs for no telling how long, now have no job. Like, we're not talking about it enough. I don't know what's going on. We need to be speaking on this.
I'm sad, you know. Hey guys, as you know, I was laid off yesterday. I got the email at 10:30 p.m. and I am one of those people who is always checking her work email. So I saw it and yeah, I am completely shocked. I am sad because I love my job. I love working with kids. I love working in adoptions. This has been the first job that I've been like, wow, I really love this. I love what I do. And it also, it gave me the flexibility to spend time with my dad, which is what matters the most. And yesterday we got a meeting invite put in our schedule for the whole company, and they said they would be doing layoffs. They got a budget cut that will go into effect within the next month, and they needed to fire 50% of the employees, and they would do this based on seniority. So I had a feeling it was going to be me because I have only been with the company for about 3 years. So it was a shock. Like, it all came within one day, and yeah, so I still have 60 more days that I'll be working here. So it'll come into effect end of June. So I have a little bit of time to find another job, and yeah, it's sad, you know. It's hard to not feel embarrassed, and it's hard not to feel like you failed. And I also like trust in the Lord, and I know that better things are coming, and that if this was good, what is coming is even better. So yeah, I'm sad, you know.
Okay, so I got laid off today, and I just want to know, like, when this happens, what do you do? Like my whole week was set up and meal prepped and everything according to, like, around work, and there's no work to go to tomorrow. So like I clocked out today knowing that there's no work. Like, my brain, like, I just need to cut that off. Like, stop thinking about what you have to do, projects that need to be done, reports that need to be ran tomorrow, because they don't. And like, I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, oh, let me walk to my desk and cut on my laptop. And they're like, it's none of that to do. Like, is there an instruction manual? Like, are there steps? Like, if you've been laid off before, what did you do after? Like, do I immediately jump into getting my resume out there? Like, and I was already looking for a new job and having no luck. So, like, but at least I had the backup of my actual job, and now that's gone. So, like, what What happens next? You know what? I'm gonna get a burger. I'm gonna go get a hamburger. And yeah. Y'all have a good day.
Come with me to get laid off. I joined a meeting with my manager this morning and HR was there, so I knew immediately what was happening. My company has not been doing well lately, but I just naively thought that'll never affect me. I thought wrong. My initial reaction was to cry, not out of sadness, but just out of pure shock. And my parents happened to be in town, which I am so grateful for today. Although the reason they're in town is that I just bought a new home. Talk about timing. I still have to furnish this home, even though I'm not going to be making any money, so I went furniture shopping. I took a quick mental breakdown in actually furniture, just contemplating what my life looks like now. But then I realized I just need to eat and that'll make me feel better. So we went out to lunch and then I realized I could just take a nap right now in the middle of the day. So that's what I did. I had a hair appointment that I had already booked and there was a lady there who was just totally rubbing in my face that she was employed. How rude. And then I went and got a milkshake to emotionally eat before sitting down to file for unemployment. As it turns out, since I worked one day this week, I have to wait until next week to get any benefits. So see you back here then.
UPS says it will be cutting 20,000 jobs because of an uncertain economy. The shipping giant also plans to close dozens of facilities by the end of June. UPS says the cuts and closures are because of a slowdown in shipping due to the fallout from the trade war. The company anticipates weaker volumes from Amazon, which is its largest customer.
For my own job loss, like a damn fool. And I ain't ashamed to admit I won't do that again.